Hello, beautiful people. How are y'all tonight? Hello, Bryson. Hey, Jay Dilla. What up? So I want to hear your opinions on this topic tonight. Hey, what? CJ Waters in here. Make sure y'all go follow him right now. Go follow my brother, CJ Waters. Hello, Bryson. Hey, y'all. Y'all up tonight. Hello, beautiful people. Who in here? Okay, there was a request. I don't know where it went, but y'all, I wanted to pop in tonight, and I wanted to talk about curry and how y'all feel about it. Yeah, CJ Waters is in the building. Hey, let me pull. So I taught. Hold on. You gotta send a request, E. Um, Let me see here. Let's see. We're gonna talk about this tonight. And y'all know I don't never go live and talk about sports or anything pertaining to sports, but it's about to go down. Cause I wanna know what y'all think. Like, am I tripping? Am I tripping? Cause I need to know. Let me see here. All right. Every live is perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, y'all. Hey,
Hey.
thank you for tapping in with me tonight.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. You ready for this conversation?
Hmm?
You ready for this conversation?
Oh, I've been
And
ready.
if anybody else wants to tap in, let me know. Just send a request. Don't let me know in the comments because I probably won't see it. But just send a request and we can get into it. What you drinking on?
Old fashioned.
Old fashioned what?
Old fashioned. That's what it's called. Old fashioned. This is a time
Oh,
drink for a time.
oh, okay. Okay, so I'm bringing somebody else up too. I want it to be a full house so we can
That's
have
cool.
a debate. So we bringing
Yeah, I'm
another
representing
brother.
the South. I'm representing the South, the dirty.
You represent the South. Well, both of y'all represent the South, I
Okay.
think.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hey. So why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell them where you from, E?
I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Baton Rouge,
Okay.
Louisiana. 45
Okay.
minutes from New Orleans.
Okay. And Zoe?
I'm from Waco, Texas, by way of DFW, Dallas Fort Worth.
Okay. Okay. He said that's.
Hold
If
on.
Jay Dilla said that's his drink right there. He's
That's
like,
what's up. Timeless drink, man.
Old fashioned. Yeah, I heard
Go
about that old
old
fashioned.
fashioned. I
I
got
Heard
ain't never
about it.
heard of it,
it's just
but
red
I'm
like
not a drinker.
cherries in it, so don't worry. It's just got some cherry in it.
Yeah, I'm not. Hold on, let me turn this up some because I can't hear. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. So, what do you think about what's going on with Curry right now? Should I go first?
It doesn't matter. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, as far as I can say, I think he has a right, to speak his own mind. I feel like, I mean, he owes it to his fans, the people that follow him, the where he is in life. He should be able to speak his mind and tell how he feel. Like, I mean, he's just telling the truth, actually. So
Yeah,
a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. That's what it is. The more
and
you
he
know,
should
if
be
you don't
able
know your
to.
roots, if you don't know where you came from, you definitely don't know where you're going. So if they can keep you from
eh,
knowing where you came from, not knowing where you come from, then you definitely ain't gonna know where you're going. So that's the narrative. That's what they want to push. So
Exactly. So this is the thing. He should be able to, first of all, he didn't say anything. He just posted something.
I know.
So he should be able to post or say his views on things without punishment. If it's not an insult. It wasn't I don't see how it was an insult to anyone. It was a documentary. So
On Amazon.
That was my only thing. And I feel like us as a community, because people love sports so much, with the exception of TikTok, TikTok is giving King James the blues, and anybody else that has spoke up again.
And they should.
And they should. But I think that as a community, sometimes we are timid to say things when we're a fan of things. And I don't care if I'm a fan of basketball, football, whatever it is, like how this man was done was just so wrong. He was bullied into apologizing for something that he truly didn't feel like he needed to apologize for. You know?
Right.
So let me get your opinions on what you thinking.
Yeah, I feel like everybody entitled to their own opinion. Me personally, I feel like, you know how it is when we do something, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be blunt here. Because of the color of our skin, we are told to watch what we do, and I don't really agree with that shit. Do what you want to do, be you, unapologetically. If you hurt some people along the way, I mean, apologize like he did and keep it moving. I mean,
but
I don't really pay attention to it.
Who did he hurt?
The Jews, right? I'm apparently the Jews, but I'm curious about LeBron. Why is everybody giving him the blues? But I mean,
I know why they give him the blues. I know why they give him the blues. I feel like this. That's not even his teammate. So he really didn't even have shit to say in the first place. If you ask me, I'm like, that ain't even your teammate.
mind your business, bro. Mind your business.
And I feel like if you ain't got nothing good to say for your fellow brother, then don't say shit at all. I would have been like,
Right.
no, I would have been like, no comment. I've been like, no comment. I don't have any.
Exactly. Ain't got nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
But they want to use him as a heel puppet. And I'm a LeBron fan. Like, I love LeBron. Like, I've been down with LeBron since the Cavaliers. And I follow him wherever he goes, from Miami to if he goes. I'm glad you did. You know, but after what he did, I just like, man, I look at him totally different now. Because he's always been an outstanding person for fighting for black issues in the community. He's always been a person that stands up and fights for us. And I like that because a lot of basketball players keep their mouth shut because they're trying to keep a check, you know. But he really didn't give a fuck, and I gotta use profanity because he really didn't care. But after seeing him in this light right here, man, if I ain't know any better, which I know better, but I would think it's a clown. This a clone. Excuse me, a clone.
A clone.
I would never think he would be like. I never thought it was even in him, you know, to even comment or say something negative when he really didn't do anything wrong. And I actually watched the video, the movie that he's talking about, and so far, all I got out of it is that it was saying that the Jews were not white; they were actually dark-skinned people.
Is that what he getting punished for?
Yeah.
Man, get out of here, man. I feel like Allen Iverson. We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice.
Right. We talking about practice.
That's crazy. So this whole time I'm thinking he said he didn't like the Jews or something of that nature. So all he said was that their skin color is dark. That's all.
The movie, because I started watching this, it's really long. But from what I've taken from it thus far is just that, you know, they're showing the people that are actually from that area that consider themselves Jews were actually all dark skinned. They didn't have actually white. You know, they were all dark skinned. They had different textures of hair. They had straight. They had curly. They had woolly. You know, but the one thing they had in common is this, and this is the problem that the Jews have a problem with because it actually makes them look like they're liars. You know, and I guess that's the problem that I've seen so far. I haven't watched the whole entire video, but I've watched I watched about an hour of it, an hour and a half so far. I think it's like 3 hours and something long.
Is it even worth watching?
It's very informational. It's got a lot of information on it, and it's good. I mean, stuff that you pretty much knew but you didn't know, because he's breaking it down. He's breaking it down for the different names, the different tribes, the different nationalities or whatnot. He's breaking it down, and he's basically dissecting the DNA of the Jews. So.
Gotcha.
So my thing is this, because we can get into that part, and that conversation will be a beautiful and good conversation pertaining to Jew people and Jewish people are two totally different people. So that's its own conversation. My issue is this man posted something that he watched. That's all he did was posted it.
That's it.
Wow.
He didn't say anything.
He didn't say nothing
got
about the
fined.
people.
That's it.
That's nothing but control. That's nothing but control right there. Huh?
It's exactly what it is.
Control, man.
Knows, a person, a controlled black person is not a threat, but one that's uncontrollable is definitely a threat. And they definitely don't want you to be a threat.
It's all control. Mm-hmm.
That's right, Dr.
That's why I don't watch sports anymore.
Man.
He knows.
It's okay.
So introduce yourself. Let's start here. Let's introduce yourself.
Man. Okay, I'm Dr. Lewis Jones. I'm a psychologist. Also, I'm an anyone and filmmaker. And I like this conversation. I tuned in because of Ebon, but I like the conversation because I think that like you all are on the money. Like y'all in the pond, y'all swimming, but y'all gotta sprint. And what I'm saying is that I want to say this, that I personally feel like Kyrie didn't do nothing wrong, but Kanye West made the block hot. And because Kanye West made the block hot, anybody who even hint towards something dealing with the Jews is gonna get the smoke. And plus, the NBA and everybody already had something against Kyrie because of his reputation with being unvaccinated and refusing to get the COVID shot. So he just kind of deemed like a troublemaker. So no matter what he do, he's already in hot water. And I think that, like I keep trying to tell people, like Kanye West and Kyrie are coming from two different perspectives. Like Kyrie probably was just like, I'm gonna post this link because it's educational. And Kanye West is intentionally trying to piss the Jews off. And the reason why he's trying to piss the Jews off is because Kanye West don't necessarily see himself as a black man. He don't connect with the black struggles. He's a billionaire, and he's basically like the bitch of the billionaire club. And he can't resonate with these white people on any level. So his connection was like, hey, I'll connect with them by being a Jew. And this was a reminder to him that, like, you're not one of us, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how much money you get. And we finna show you that you will always be our employee versus our equal. But I think also the overall message that we must like understand is, like I was saying in the comments, if the NBA commissioner went on his Twitter and posted something that we deemed disrespectful, because we deem it disrespectful. Now, he may not understand why it's disrespectful. He might feel like he didn't do nothing wrong. But when you have a whole group of people saying that you offended our community, it's not really respectful to combat them and say like, well, I ain't do shit. But it's kind of just like, you know what? If a whole community is saying that we was offensive, if a whole group of black people say that I'm racist as a white person, I ain't gonna argue them down because only they know what it is. They feel offended. So our job is just to kind of apologize and move on and just try to be respectful of that whole group of people. Now, he can also, in his statement, say that, like, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I was just trying to educate my people, but I understand that you all, like, may have felt offended. But in the same token, I apologize for offending y'all, but how can I educate my people on something that's important to us while not offending y'all? And I think that that's the disconnect.
Okay, so
How
were they offended? As a black person who who does not identify as a Jew or Jewish today, it is not my place to understand not my place to say what made them offended. It's up to them to tell us. And even if they don't, it's almost like a white person trying to come to us and be like, well, what did I do to offend you? I can explain it and break it down, but I'm kind of tired of telling y'all that the shit that y'all do is offensive to us. Just stop doing it. Just don't post nothing that ain't got nothing to do with that relates to us. Yada yada yada. So I think that we just live in a climate where, like, if I can say, oh, you a he, and then you would be like, oh, well, I'm not a he. Or I can say something that offend you, and it's just like everything is kind of so sensitive that you're gonna be offending people for the rest of your life. And I think that the most safest thing to do is just to be like, if I offended you, ma'am, I apologize. If I offended you, sir, I apologize, and just kind of move on. But I think that for us to try to ask them what offended them, if it's not coming from an educational component, then we shouldn't do that. But I think what offended them was the fact that I'm gonna finish this up. I think what offended them was the fact of, like, black people trying to relate ourselves to these Jewish white people, and this is another way of reminding us that, like, we're the employees, they're the boss, we're not as equal as them, and we never will be them. So I think that that's what we're really dealing with.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this. Thank you so much for
Wait. You getting an echo?
Is it an echo or is it just me?
I hear echo.
I hear y'all clearly.
I hear echo.
Really?
Yeah, it's echoing.
Is it?
Let me see. I might have to.
Yeah, you might have to drop home or something.
Well, I just want to say, if
Everybody hit mute while he's talking, and it might stop echoing.
if Kyrie offended the Jews, then the person who that owns Amazon, who allowed this film to be put on their network for them to reap benefits of it, why did that person, which is white, offend the Jew?
That's Elon Musk.
Right.
Because white people, they necessarily don't really offend white people. They remember the overall point. We know this. We smart. We know that the overall point is that they don't want us as melanated black people to be nowhere affiliated with them, to no capacity. So it's the same way how Donald Trump get away with saying so much stuff, but then when everybody else doing free speech or speaking what they want to speak, they get condemned for it. So as long as we understand what's really happened, the unspoken truth, I think we can answer our own questions. But remember, this is all about control. This is all of a way to keep black people down. And that's my issue. That's the only issue I have with the Kyries and the LeBrons and the Kanyes and all the other black capitalists is that even though y'all are millionaires and billionaires, y'all are still employees for these white people. And they're going to have y'all shucking and jiving as long as y'all performing for them. So I just want us to start becoming the business owners and start to become the people that run our own companies and stuff like that, because then we can create our own code of conduct. We can hold our people accountable, and we can kind of do things and have people that's around us that actually understand the things that we do. But see, as long as they want to keep being black capitalists and keep trying to get richer and richer and richer, they're going to keep having to answer to all of these people. And in closing, the same stuff that's happening to them is the same stuff that happens to the workers at McDonald's. You can talk about your coworkers and you can talk about the employees. But when you start talking about your bosses at McDonald's, the managers, and calling them out, don't be surprised when you get fired. Don't be surprised when they start putting you through the ringer. And that's the thing about being the employee versus the boss. And that's what we have to start becoming, the bosses.
Okay. So I think Okay, so I totally agree with a lot of what you just said. What I do disagree with is what he did. Okay, so no, it's not for me to understand why they were offended, right? But in that, with him posting that particular documentary and me personally knowing my history in real life and knowing the fact, I kind of know why he posted it, right? So I understand why he posted it, to educate his people that don't really know the truth. So when these other races say racist things and do all this stuff, they get on TV and we get upset, right? We have an uproar, and they get on TV and they apologize, and that's it. There is no $1 million fees. There is no you're suspended. There is none of that. So I remember watching this happening and thinking to myself, I hope he just retired right now. I hope right now he say, you know what, I got some businesses, I have some real estate, I got some land, let me get up out of here, because they're about to make me an example. They're about to, meaning you gonna do your job and you gonna shut the fuck up. And so my thing is this, we are not free if we are timid with teaching each other the truth. That's not a freedom. So with a man like Curry, he's not going to be able to be truly happy unless he's able to be free and teach his people, you know, the things that he knows now. So sometimes with that, what I do agree with you is us being our own bosses. It's us working for ourselves. It's us actually supporting each other's businesses and not feeling like I got to be a part of that to be important. And that's why I work for myself now, because I refuse. But with Kanye, it's a little different. I didn't really want to go into the Kanye tonight. I wanted to focus on this brother because I feel like it's literally like back in the days with the slaves, if somebody made a mistake or did something the master didn't like, and we have to stand there and watch this man get beat to death. And we watching it happen, but yeah, we still watching basketball. We still watching the NBA. We still go, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like a self-hate in a sense. And it's like, until we learn how to really, we shouldn't have to know each other personally to love each other and see this man didn't do nothing wrong. If y'all can tell us what he did wrong, we'll be with you, Jews. We'll be like, nah, he was wrong for that. My problem with LeBron is you could have really just shut the fuck up and not said nothing. Nobody asked you to say nothing. They asked you a question, you could have opted out of that one, but you didn't. You decided to chuck and jive, and it was very embarrassing to watch. Now I know.
Yeah.
Let me.
Man, I've been preaching this probably about the last 5 years. Not a preacher, but you know what I mean when I'm going with it. But I listen to Deion Sanders a lot, and he's like, how you gonna make a billionaire listen to you? Meaning, if we go get our own shit, we go get our own organizations like we talking about now, then we don't have to answer to nobody because we are the top. You know what I'm saying? We the head of the table, so who gonna knock us down? But until we do that, like, I just will never understand, and it gets under my skin every time. Well, I used to let it get under my skin every time where when we do something, we want to take our people, we want to bury them, we want to drag their ass through the mud, but when, like they say, when Trump or somebody do something, they get a slap on the wrist and they right back being a millionaire. So it's like, fuck that. Now I'm saying this now. I don't care if he offended people. I really don't care. I'm still going to stand with him because look, I support this right here, and ain't nobody gonna stop me from supporting this. And I don't give a damn who got something to say about it. I'm gonna support this until I die. But my point of saying is until we come together, y'all. I heard a Caucasian lady say, y'all won't understand. Y'all the most powerful things on earth. But until y'all figure it out, y'all forever gonna be in last place. And this is a Caucasian lady saying it to us black people. That's all I had to say about that.
I gotta say something.
Thank you. Go ahead.
And I totally 110% believe in what you're saying because it's the truth. If we as a people can stay divided, you know, if they can keep us at each other's throats or hating on each other or, you know, not uplifting each other, not promoting each other, not, you know, believing each other and being a unit, you know, having each other's backs, you know, really having a true brotherhood and sisterhood. If they can keep us from being united, if they can always keep us this way, they're safe. They'll always be safe. But the minute that we come together as one, as a family, as, you know, I look at you as my sister, I look at you as my brother, I have your back 100. You know, when that happens, then they know that it will be over for them. If you look at the NFL, we pretty much dominate the NFL. We pretty much dominate all of the sports, you know, besides the ones that we're not accustomed to. But if we were accustomed to, we'd dominate that too. And we could possibly have our own league, or, you know, just like what you said, Deion Sanders, you know, he decided to go to a black college and recruit and make that college be something special, which they are doing exactly what he set out to do. And if we had more people like Deion Sanders that, you know, that actually believe in us and for us, by us, then we will totally go to the next level and gain the respect, as well as run everything, whether it be sports or whatever it may be. But until we become together as a people, then they will always have the upper hand.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, we have brothers and sisters that do that. And then as soon as they make one little mistake, we don't know how to stay on code. We act like it's the end of the world. Ice Cube has his own league. Who really supporting Ice Cube's league? He has a league. You know, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, we have to actually do it. And it's gonna take a little time. Somebody got a question without that. But it's gonna take a little time for everyone.
Somebody got to hear me.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little time for everyone to get on board, because you have to reprogram your mind, right? Like 10 years ago, I'm born and raised in California. 10 years ago, I moved back to California. Well, 11 years ago, I moved back to California, and I'm walking into the fashion industry, and at every end, I'm getting blackballed. At every end, because I won't hang out with certain people, because I won't act a certain way, because I won't do a certain thing, because I won't change who I am. So what do? I created my own table. Now I own the longest lasting black owned fashion week in Los Angeles, and it's freaking huge. And my people come out and support me, but that's because I'm not a fame seeker. I don't care about it don't have to be a part of Hollywood. You can have a legit running business, a professional business, without being a part of something that we didn't create. It wasn't created for us. So I created something for us and by us, and people support it. So if we just be consistent and give our people time to catch on. My first show only had 30 people. My shows right now have anywhere from 500 to 700 guests a show. So just give yourself time. Don't be so fast to quit, and give your people time to catch on to what you have going on, so that we can have something for us, and it'll make sense, and it'll open up doors for other people.
We all just need time to heal. I'm gonna let you go, brother. You got it.
I think is your phone breaking up? Say something.
Yeah, I want to say one little thing before I head out. I love what you just said, and I think what's important, and I said this a few days ago, is that just like the KKK, just like the police department and all these other groups, Black people have to get together in our own private warehouses, in our own private spaces, and we have to start having these conversations. And when we have these conversations, we can send everybody out into the world, and we can we can do our jobs and be on our posts, and everybody's on the same page. And that is how we're going to get stuff accomplished. But when it's like, I felt like Kanye went and threw a bomb, and then I'm looking at him like, I didn't know you was gonna throw that bomb. And he like, why you ain't supporting me? I'm like, I didn't know you was gonna throw it. Now, had I known it, I'd have been better prepared to support you and help you in a sense. But if I'm clueless about your next move, I don't know how to support you. So I think that even with this platform of us having this conversation now, you know, we all talking and we have to have these conversations, but in private, so that when somebody do something or make a move, we can all be on the same page and stick together. And until we do that, we're going to be divided. We're going to be clueless. We're going to be fighting the fight. We're just all over the place. So I think that that's the root of our healing, is learning how to stick together. And once we do that, we're unstoppable. I always say we could have been took over white supremacy. We could have been took that system down, because we already working. We already hard working. We making shit happen. We got all the strikes against us, but yet we don't have a solid team of people. We so busy worried about who's sleeping with who and who identify as this, instead of just saying, you black, you my brother, you my sister, I got your back no matter what. And on that note, you know, I'm out.
Thank you for tapping in on it.
All right, thank you. Y'all got to kick me out. I don't know how to do this.
You gotta say something.
You said what?
You gotta say something
About who?
The manhood talk.
Oh,
YouTube.
man, I got so much shit going on. Yeah, but basically, me and my fellow co-host, his name is DJ Damage, aka Abdul Kadus, and we created a talk show that's really centered around black men. You know, everybody else got their stuff. You know, women, y'all got y'all daytime talk show. So we created one for the men, and we two different people coming from two different perspectives. We talking about real life issues, and it's on YouTube. We did 5 episodes, kind of just knocked them out. I'm already thinking about season 2, and season 2 is just gonna be, we going now. You know, now we got our foot wet. We know what we're doing. We going there, and we want to really give black men something that they can listen to and learn about themselves and go to for healing. I'm coming from a clinical perspective and so many different angles. And the goal is just really to give black men something that we can start using to start leading in our communities, leading in our household, and leading our families and stuff like that, and just being better people overall. Because we don't have nothing for us. We don't have a TV show that's really showing us how to be better men, better fathers, better husbands. We don't have a talk show that's centered around us. We just out here just winging it. Our parents they didn't know no better because of the information being denied to them and the resources being denied. And we have a challenge, and that goes for women, black women as well, is that you trying to teach your parents something and trying to teach the new generation something and trying to teach yourself something. You out here breaking generational cycles and generational curses. You trying to build the empire for the people after you. You trying to educate your family. And the weight of the world is on our shoulders. So this is why it's important for us to stick together. And that's one of the reasons why that talk show exists. So you can find it on YouTube. Just type in manhood. It's also on my page, link in my bio. Let's go ahead and let's stay connected. I'm gonna follow you all, and shit, I'm in LA too. I'm in LA too, so you know we can get together and make some shit happen. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank y'all. All right.
Okay, I love that. Wait, someone else is asking to come up, y'all. So let's see if they're still there. They was waiting for a while.
Be careful now. You hear me? Be careful now.
I know. I know it. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. It's getting sleepy, but good. How are you?
Oh,
I've
well,
been
what's your name?
tuned in. Monrovia. I'm under my Mommy Mogul Media business page.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been tuning in with you guys. I think you guys said a lot of, let me turn my speaker up, a lot of valuable things. I think as African Americans, where we make mistakes is we make products for each other alone. You hear a lot of black owned businesses, and where we see other race prosper is they make it for other people. They stick together, but they make it for other people to purchase, whether it's the killing them, whether it's drugs, whether they're selling sex or whatever they're selling. It's not for their people. They sell it for them, mainly for the masses of black people to buy, because we're the ones that's going to make those huge purchases off of shoes and, you know, the huge purchases. Living in Cali, you know, the Cheesecake Factory, when you were talking about living in Cali, that made me think of it. Cheesecake Factory, one of the owners, the son is still alive. He walks around Walnut Creek in the Bay Area in California all the time. You would never know. He drives a hybrid Honda. And this is just what I'm saying. I'm using it in perspective. Whereas we as African Americans, when we come up with businesses, it's for African Americans. And I think that that's where we fumble. I very much so support Black businesses, but I don't create, for instance, my company, Mommy Mogul Media, I don't promote it as a Black-owned businesses. The owner's Black. I don't have to promote it, but my goal is to help out my Black people all the time. That's not the promotion of my business. That's not the first thing I say, but I'm always looking out for the sisters behind the door. That's what happens in the Asian community, in the Mexican communities. They go to work, they work a 9 to 5. They fuck with everybody. They might say hi to everybody and say bye to everybody. But behind closed doors, they're passing through applications behind closed doors. They're making sure this person is set up in positions. And I think that that's what we miss. We're so big on, I'm Black owned, and Black people this, and let's do it for Black people. And that we're a percentage. We're a huge percentage, but we're a percentage. And I think everybody else goes straight towards, well, let's sell to the rest of the world. If we're going to kill somebody, whether it's drugs or sex or whatever we're going to promote, let's sell it to everybody else but our people. Prime example, Asians do nails. They do acrylic nails. Asians don't wear acrylics. They don't wear acrylics. They know the deadliness behind the acrylics that they put in their body, but they will promote it to every other race. Hold on a second. Mom, you're disturbing me. But so yeah, so Asians, no matter what, you know what I'm saying, they promote to other people. And that's not saying we don't get our nails done. And now, you know, I got a Black lady that does my nails, of course. So behind the scenes, I'm supporting Black-owned businesses. But the depth of what we really need to focus on, they're still winning. They're selling us the acrylic. They're selling us the tips. They're selling us. And so overall, I think we need to over-adjust. Sorry, like I said, my mom's visiting and she just sidetracked me. But overall, I think that that's what our focus does not need to be, selling to Black people, because we're going to buy what's good. We add spice and hot sauce to whatever you give us. You know, we're really, we are very much so that saying where they thought we were seeds, but you know, however, they thought they were burying us, but instead we were seeds and ended up growing. And so Black people do that. No matter what you give us, whether it's a corporate 9 to 5, whether it's a song we got to write, we're going to add a little sizzle to it. Yeah. Selling to Black people, to me, in my opinion, is not the issue. It's selling to the rest of the world, convincing them that Black people are as qualified to do the job.
Right. So this is, so I want to say this. So because I have several businesses. So with the other 3 businesses, I don't yell Black on. But with Fashion Week, I yell, this is a Black owned Fashion Week, because so many Black people, we look online and we're like, oh, Black people are doing so well in fashion. And this is how Kanye got in this dilemma he's in, because he knows better. Black people are not doing so well in fashion. Do you understand what I'm saying? For the percentage of Black creators to the 10% that are doing well, there are 80% that we set the trend. And bigger brands come on these platforms, steal from these smaller designers that are Black girls and Black boys, and they make a profit. I built that business to protect those designers. So that is particular for that. Now, what you're saying about the other bit, like we should focus on like selling to everybody, I totally understand that, because I have other businesses where I don't even speak about race, period, when it comes to those businesses, because they sell themselves. But for this in particular, this business is a love offering. And I think it's okay for us to have love offerings for us, because Absolutely. Especially if you've walked in a room, if you've, my background is I've been in the entertainment industry for my whole life. I don't even talk about that. So for me to walk in a room and you not fuck with me because I'm not on the shit you on, excuse my French, y'all, but on the things you on, I don't want to drink what you drink. I don't want to smoke what you smoke. I don't want to worship what you worshiping, so I'm gonna get blackballed. So it's okay to create your own platform and say, you know what, I'm gonna create this so that I can help people really make money with creating their brands. Even if it's your marketing wait, what company did you say?
Me, I
Yeah.
run a mommy mogul promotions and publications company for
Okay.
mom entrepreneurs.
So like kind
But
of like PR? Is it kind of like a PR?
yeah, so my question to you,
Okay.
not to interrupt,
Okay.
in regards to your fashion show, and I think is what I'm saying, what would be the difference had you promoted it as just a fashion show, but behind the doors, you know who you're hiring, you know who you're promoting, you know who you're putting on Front Street. Let other people purchase a ticket. Let them come and be
Okay.
shocked as the rest of the world. But what would have been in just a question and not
And I
argumentative,
understand,
just
and
asking.
I'll answer that. With this, because a lot of times when young designers are looking to be a part of Fashion Week, they get very discouraged because they go looking to be a part of these other fashion weeks and they're hit at the door with it's $10,000, it's $20,000. And I know that it's designers that are in those shows for the free that are not us.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So
Right.
the reason I say that, so they can feel comfortable coming to me knowing that this is a platform for that. Now, do I have other designers? Asians, Latinos. I have all kinds of designers in the show. But my employees are us. Honestly, that's who
Right.
I hire. But as far as the models, I welcome all kinds of models. As far as when you come to it depends on what show it is, but I see all kinds of people in the audience. I don't discriminate on who can come be a part of the Movement LA Fashion Week. But when it comes to
I've
what
actually
my
walked for
main
you
focus
before.
is, go ahead, sweetheart.
I've actually been to the movement. I think we worked together before.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But
Recently?
maybe about a year. Last September, I want to say, was the last time.
At the warehouse?
Is downtown LA the warehouse?
It was a warehouse, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll
Small
have to DM you
world.
after this because I like knowing who I'm talking to. I'm so sorry. But
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think what I still completely understand, but I think I still disagree. What I'm saying is behind the closed doors, everybody's welcome. It's a fashion show, it's open, right?
Yeah.
Here's how I would work. And unfortunately, I'm going to say it like this just straight up. Anybody can apply. If my sis can't afford it, she's the one that's sliding without the world knowing. Everybody else still got to pay that 10 racks, right? So you can have relationships just like I've seen it done. I've worked in the hospital industry. I've worked in the beauty industry. I've worked in the modeling industry. I've seen it done in every category. We publicize it. We tell the world who we working with, what we're doing, what you don't got to do that. You the boss. You the boss. Kim and no Asians running a nail shop gotta say I'm only hiring Asians and Koreans.
We can clearly see that. No, I totally understand what you're saying.
Say that. But when you
do.
get in there, guess what? That's their cousin on feet. That's their daughter-in-law on nails. That's it. They ain't gotta say shit to us. They don't gotta say Asian nail shop. We know what the fucks is going on in there. Same thing, same case scenario. So when we have a fashion show and we know what our intent is, cool. We still need everybody's money. We still need everybody's money. So if behind closed door, if my sister comes up to me, she really wants to show, or doesn't even have to approach me, even if it's not promoted because she knows she can't afford it, right? Let's say I promote this big old fashion show. I know my sis can't afford it. And so she's not even looking at the application, right? That's when you go behind the scenes and you start promoting. Hey, I seen your business on so-and-so. I would love to invite you out to be a designer. Bam. Nobody knows. They think she paid the full rack. And we go on about our business, right? But I think I really see it hinder us. I really see it hinder us in every industry where we make this, they're listening. We know that this is every platform, they're listening.
Yeah.
And so I think we have to just be cautious. Make great products, period. but help
Thank you,
your
Jay Dilla,
people.
for the badges. So I want
But
to
you know what
ask
I'm
you this.
saying?
I want to
Make
ask you
great.
this because I don't want you to get off the live though. And I can take what you're saying. I'm receiving everything you're saying. So my question to you, how do you feel like, what does this have to do with Curry? And how do you feel like he should have handled that? Because that's what our topic was.
Oh, you know what? To be 1,000, I be in my own business, so I don't know the depth of Kyrie's story,
Okay.
but overall, it's nothing new. It's nothing new, right? It's the same routine. See, I'm a different black, I guess you can say. I'm African and Jamaican. I was born in Liberia. So I came here differently. My process, my mindset is different. I don't feel enslaved to this country, but I understand the mindset. I understand. I see it all the time. I see it. In this country, it's the only country where black folks is walking around calling each other niggas and think it's cool. Only country. You got blacks everywhere in the world that understand certain. So, but me coming from another country, I understand that the United States African Americans have been mind fucked. There was a,
Can I ask you something? Have
yeah.
you ever experienced racism?
Yeah, I mean, you experience racism. You mean out of the country?
No, in the U.S.
Absolutely, to a certain degree. Until I start.
What do you mean a certain degree? Let me further explain.
I've received racism for being black.
But
Period.
give me an example.
Nobody knows I mean, from my people or from other races. I get
I'm
it both.
saying
I'm a dark
other
skinned black
races,
girl.
from other races. Give me an example from other races
I'll
that you
use
experienced.
prime example, dating. Dating. That's one little
What you mean dating? Like you were trying to date out your race?
no. I don't date out of my race, but
Okay.
and that's one of the reasons, because it sounds little to people, but I get asked this a lot. Oh, would you date out of your race? And I don't. And the reason why is not because I'm not attracted to other races. It's because other race don't like me like that. They like me as
So
a,
let me. I'm not trying to cut you off.
okay.
I was asking if you experienced racism from another race. So you saying you were trying to date someone out your race or something?
No.
I want an example for you dating someone having experienced racism with another race outside your race.
Wait, ask that
Have
again.
you experienced racism? Not talking about from your own people, but outside of your race in the United States.
Like day to day, people talking to you crazy. Like for instance, I mean,
That's why I was trying to get an example.
okay, for example, my sister-in-law, we just parked at a handicap spot recently. She has a broken leg. Long story short, she has a handicap plaque, but it's the one that you put up on the thing, right? We park in the parking lot. White lady, older white lady, finds a parking already, decides to park her vehicle, walk to our car to knock on the door to make sure we had a plaque. Excuse me, ma'am, did you already find a parking space? Then it don't matter what the fuck you got going. I could be wrong, I could be right. It's the problem of you not minding your business. Really, that's what it is. So, I mean, I can go through it all day, little things like that, but I think differently and I carry myself in a different manner, so people don't think twice before talking to me. For instance, I was just in the AT&T store a few days ago, and it wasn't my business. Dude wasn't talking to me. It was an older white man. He kept getting a phone call. It seemed like a spam call. He would hang up, answer, and hang up. He finally answered, and he was like, "Go back to your country." That stung with me. He wasn't even talking to me, but that stung because it's time we start telling white people that this ain't their country. There's so many things that we let slide, that's inappropriate. I had to tell that lady about the parking situation. So I think just African Americans feeling, I don't want to say confident, but it's starting to grow with the self-love, right? Once you start liking yourself, you stop tolerating certain things. And I think that that's what we're experiencing with people like Kyrie. That's what we're experiencing with people voicing out. It's people like themselves. Once you like you, it's hard for somebody else to try to tell you what's not good about you. And I think that that's the first step. Slowly and surely, African Americans in the United States and elsewhere are getting to like themselves. They're wearing their natural hair, women, men too. They're embracing their natural self. So once you can't tell me that you can't convince me that I'm a negative person anymore. I have nothing to do but grow. So yeah, to answer your questions, both of your questions in shorts, because it kind of went in hand in hand. The Kyrie situation, I think it's never going to end. It's not the first of it, and it's not the last of it. I think it's a lot of examples of trying to, what's that, ball bucking or whatever, trying to show him, use him as an example to the world, and how he handles it. Again, I can't get deep into the story based on his quotes and things like that. I'm just looking at the overall scenario. It's nothing new. It's just he's not running the company. I tell my kids all the time, you want to play football, I need you to own the team. And we just have to have a different mindset. We have this approval mindset. We want to be approved. We want to be approved by people that didn't run and once we start knowing that we're really the sauce to this, we're really the blueprint that they're looking at, we're the hairstyles that they want to mimic, we're the look that they're trying to achieve, we're the figures, the shapes, the mentality, anything that we touch. I love being Black, because no matter what it is, if you put a Black doctor next to another doctor, that Black doctor is killing it. You put a Black nail tech to another nail tech, that nail tech is going to kill it. Designer next to it. With everything, it's just what it is. And so
very dominant.
Very, very dominant.
Very dominant.
I think the first step to healing is understanding that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And racism will be and that's why it's really hard to answer his question with, do you experience racism? Well, absolutely. People walk around looking at you crazy. Yeah, you experience racism, but I have never been really.
It's more to it than just that. I mean, I'm talking about discrimination.
Systematically, absolutely.
You could be overqualified, more qualified, the
absolutely
best candidate for the job, but you got a guy that barely got out of high school, and you can have a college graduate, and this dude, they'll pass over you to give him the job. You understand?
I agree.
You're more than qualified for the job. Only thing that's stopping you is your color. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus.
No, I disagree with that part, because again, I think differently. I would say only thing that's stopping you in that case scenario is your mind frame, because you're the one that's sticking around to let him have that white guy. Know what you bring to that table. Get about that company.
Quite naturally, you're going to go on to the next job. But I'm saying that, you could be more than qualified for a job.
You probably are.
The guy that's white and he's underqualified, but hey, he's one of us. Well, we're going to go and get him in there. And we're
why be excited to work there?
Well, it's not that you're excited. It's just that it was discrimination solely based because of your race, not because of what you possess or how you can be an asset to the company. That's all I'm saying. That's a form of racism that actually hurt us, because
oh man, hey, I don't hit a nerve.
More qualified that should have gotten the job, but we were only there to fill a quota, or you just got to be a damn squeaky clean, the top of the line, 110,
and that's not even going to cut it. That's not even going to cut it.
We got to get you because we don't want nobody else to have you. So we know we got to get you. But we're going to get this guy that's barely.
And again, that goes back to the mentality. If you feel like you're worth that, you're going to stick around at that job. And I think that that's why owning businesses is so important for us, because at the end of the day, you can't be bought, right? Or maybe in that case scenario. So for me personally, I don't care if I'm making $9.9 million a millisecond. It is not enough for me to give up my time. That's all we have. Death and tomorrow are the two things that are coming regardless. There's nothing you can do about it. Everybody's on the same scale, and those are the two things that I respect the most. Death doesn't care how old you are, how tall you are, what you've done. It's coming. Tomorrow, same thing. Doesn't care if you finished what you needed to do. It's still going to be here. So to me personally, time is my most valuable thing.
Yes.
So if I can get away from making $9.9 billion a millisecond so that I can have my peace of mind and be in charge of my time. See, no matter how much you make, somebody is always, if you make 9.9 billion a millisecond, guess what? The person paying you that makes more. Guess who's working more? So if you could do that by working for somebody else, my state of mind says, well, I'd rather lose 1 billion less to do it for myself, to be in charge of my 24 hours, to say that if I want to wake up at 4 a.m. to start this project, I could do that because I got a wedding to go to at 2. I don't have to say, contemplate on my child's birthday or taking off. It's like we have given them that power. So yes, you're going to feel a certain type of way when Jim gets the job over you and you know you're more qualified because you've been working and you know how much time you have put into this company. But if that didn't fucking matter to you and you know what you bring to the table, you out of there. Let Jim have this job. You know what the hell you went through. You know, sleepless nights, 12-hour shifts just to come in and the owner's on a yacht. You know that shit. And it's not worth it to you. Once it stops becoming worth it.
Instagram's telling me.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. Y'all, I really enjoyed this conversation. I appreciate you popping in, sis. I appreciate both of you two being in here. And hopefully we'll see more of our people being on code with each other. And sometimes being on code is being quiet. Sometimes just not feeding
like LeBron
into it and
shut his damn dick sucker.
That's my dog, but I don't like the fact
that's
that.
my dog.
Yeah, I don't like.
I know, y'all.
I'm looking at him.
Yeah, I didn't like
hang
that.
up.
I'm looking at him sideways.
I'm gonna check back in next week. We'll do this again next week, and we'll see how everything has calmed down. I really appreciate all of you guys coming in, even the young man that came in before and said what he had to say, because I feel like it's a conversation that we should be having. And I'm not really seeing it. I'm seeing us talk about all kinds of crazy stuff in these lives that really is not going to push our culture forward. So let's just stay focused. I appreciate all of you and have a good night.
Thank you.
Have a good one, y'all.
Good night. Okay. So if you guys haven't already, I'm going to DM you.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to get up out of here.
So if you guys haven't already followed everyone that was on the live tonight, make sure you go ahead and follow them. It was a really good conversation. I haven't done one of these lives in a while, and I'm not going to commit to just doing lives a lot, but whenever I feel this urge to do a live, I will, because that's when it's genuine and authentic. So you guys have a beautiful night. Thank you for vibing with Keisha. Good night.